glucose can be converted to pyruvate by three pathways, that is EMP pathway, ED pathway and HMP pathway. So among these three pathways, in this video I am going to explain you clearly about the first pathway, that is EMP pathway. All of you have a look at the EMP pathway. You can just focus there. Yes. So here it is shown from the entry of the glucose. While we were discussing about uptake of nutrients in the first unit in prokaryotes, we have discussed something about group translocation, where there is use of PTS system, a phosphoenol pyruvate phosphotransferase system. So this is a system by which the glucose will be taken up by prokaryotic organisms. Okay, that is group translocation. You should understand that glucose will be converted to glucose 6-phosphate during the transport of glucose in prokaryotes. If you remember, we have discussed in unit 1. So this glucose will uptake one phosphate molecule from phosphoenol pyruvate. Phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate, where it gives a phosphate molecule to glucose. So in this way, glucose, by taking up phosphate from PEP pyruvate, it becomes glucose 6-phosphate. It enters into the cell as glucose 6-phosphate. This is the case of prokaryotes. In case of eukaryotes, glucose directly enters. After entering, glucose will take a phosphate group from ATP. ATP will be cleaved to ADP and the inorganic phosphate will be added to glucose molecule, where the glucose becomes glucose 6-phosphate. I mean, in case of eukaryotes, glucose conversion to glucose 6-phosphate happens in the presence of the enzyme known as hexokinase. So hexokinase is the enzyme which can add a phosphate group to any of the hexoses. Not only glucose, to any of the hexoses it can add a phosphate group. It can phosphorylate. So then glucose 6-phosphate is obtained in this way. Glucose 6-phosphate is acted by an isomerase enzyme, which is phosphohexose isomerase enzyme. So this isomerase enzyme converts glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. You know that glucose and fructose are isomers. Okay, so isomerase enzyme acts there to convert glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. Now fructose 6-phosphate is acted by an enzyme called phosphofructokinase. Phosphofructokinase is the enzyme that converts fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So you can see that in fructose 6-phosphate there is only one phosphate group, that is at the 6th position of the fructose. Fructose is a 6-carbon sugar. So at the 6th carbon atom a phosphate group is linked. Whereas with phosphofructose kinase enzyme, one more phosphate group is added, and you should remember that phosphate comes from the cleaving of ATP. So one more ATP is cleaved here and the phosphate group is now added to fructose 6-phosphate to yield you fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is now cleaved into two 3-carbon molecules. So fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is a 6-carbon compound which is cleaved into two 3-carbon compounds. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is a 3-carbon compound, and DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate, is also a 3-carbon compound. This cleavage is done by the enzyme called fructose bisphosphate aldolase enzyme. Fructose bisphosphate aldolase is the enzyme which can cleave fructose 1,6 bisphosphate into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate have got no role in glycolysis. So this will be immediately converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. in the presence of isomerase enzyme. Something to be noted at this point is that fructose 1,6 bisphosphate will yield one molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and one molecule of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. I told you DHAP will be immediately converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. It means that now you have two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate at this step. So the two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate will be converted to 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. Here also you will get two molecules because two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate will yield two molecules of 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate, and hence I mentioned into 2 here to represent that there are two molecules here. So in this step is actually done by the enzyme called as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase is the enzyme. It is not mentioned here. I want you to note down. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase is the enzyme. So this will reduce the coenzyme NAD. NAD becomes NADH plus H plus here at this step. Then you have 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate will be converted to 3-phosphoglycerate in the presence of kinase enzyme. Then 3-phosphoglycerate is then converted to 2-phosphoglycerate in the presence of mutase enzyme. 2-phosphoglycerate then yields phosphoenol pyruvate by enolase enzyme. Then finally phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate in the presence of pyruvate kinase enzyme. When you look at this whole chart of EMP pathway, the important points that you need to understand is that you have one ATP utilized here, another ATP utilized here. Two ATPs are used up. And then let us see how many ATP are synthesized in this process. You have two ATP generated here by substrate level phosphorylation. Another two ATP are generated here again by substrate level phosphorylation. Means a total of 4 ATP is generated, whereas a total of 2 ATP is utilized. So 4 minus 2 becomes the net yield of ATP as 2 ATP in case of glycolysis, EMP pathway via substrate level phosphorylation. This is the ATP yield by substrate level phosphorylation. Then you can also see the synthesis of NADH plus H plus. How many pyruvates are yielded at the end? 2 pyruvates are yielded at the end. So one glucose molecule, when you start EMP pathway with one glucose molecule, it results in the production of 2 pyruvate molecules. And also 2 ATP will be generated. Actually 4 ATP will be generated. Since 2 are being used already, 4 minus 2 becomes 2 net ATP generated by substrate level phosphorylation. I am stressing it as substrate level phosphorylation. This is because these ATP are generated when a substrate is being converted to a particular product. During a reaction, ATP is being generated. So here you can see the overall reaction of the glycolysis. When you start with one glucose molecule and you need a total of 2 ADP plus 2 inorganic phosphate plus 2 NADPs. The products obtained in the overall reaction is 2 pyruvate obtained from one glucose molecule, 2 NADH plus H plus are generated and 2 ATP is generated by substrate level phosphorylation. Students, remember that more amount of ATP will be generated when these two NADH molecules reaches the electron transport chain. That we are going to discuss in the further classes. Please note it down that these two NADH molecules, they reach the electron transport chain to generate more number of ATP.